It's a beautiful day here in East Tennessee. Dogwood blooms are starting to wear out. This is a video about Claude. It's the last video about Claude. About a week ago, he crossed the street down over there and didn't make it. Making this video mainly for myself. To remember him. What's that, kitty? You say that water tastes like bird? I think we started seeing Claude in 2021, maybe earlier. He would drink bird bath water, and we saw him lurking around under the trees. One day I spotted Claude drinking from the bird bath and yelled, "Kitty, kitty!" We have a raccoon in our backyard. He self-identifies as a cat. He ran to me and jumped in my lap and started purring like we had known each other forever. Claude had been neutered and declawed, and that's why I called him Claude. I assume he started life as a house kitty, but proved impossible to manage. So one way or another, he became a roaming, brawling kind of cat, but he craved human attention. He became my great companion. So tell Larry what you told me before I turn the camera on. Go ahead, tell him. Are you going to make me tell the story? Alright, the cat here told me that this was his first of 5 breakfasts this morning. There you go. And that's why he's a bit robust. Now, cat, I want you to know, it's okay with me if you eat that mockingbird. Because he's kind of a jerk when it comes to dealing with the bluebirds. He harasses them a lot. Are you on that? What do you say? Let's get you some catnip so you can get high as a kite. A little behind the ear action. Meow. I was really amused by Claude, and he started laying around the porch, and I started feeding him. He would show up covered in dove feathers, and I started calling him the crime scene cat. In the coming weeks and months, he gave me lessons in cat etiquette and let me know what he wanted and what he didn't want. He also let me know what I could expect from him. Early on, I would not let Claude in the house, and so we enjoyed long hours out on the porch, and we visited every day. Who's your buddy? Who's your little buddy? We know you're up to evil, so cut it out. No. I just want to see if your little friend's going to come up here and start getting demanding too. We're not going to become crazy cat ladies. Claude was an individual that could never be owned, so I never said he was my cat. He was my cat friend. I'd feed Claude if he was hungry, put him in the garage if he was wet or cold, but he was definitely his own boss. Why don't you just take it easy, cat? There you go. Here's a few more clips of Claude being Claude. I used to have a chair on the back porch. Not so much anymore. Somebody took it. As time moved on, Claude made it real clear he wanted to come in the house. It turns out Claude was the perfect indoor cat. Here's some photos of him playing with a stuffed turkey around Thanksgiving time. Turns out Claude was the perfect indoor cat. When winter came, I'd let him in anytime it was wet or cold, and he stayed a lot. But he really was a good indoor cat in every way you can imagine. One night, he asked to go out and then came back maybe a couple hours later. That was kind of normal, but he was raising Cain, talking, whining, crying, and his arm was hurt. He'd lay on his back because he couldn't stand to put any weight on his arm, and it took me a long time to figure out what was going on because he wouldn't let me touch him. But he cried all night, and I kept a light on in the bathroom, and he laid in there and cried all night. So by morning, I took him to the vet and to get it looked at. The vet took a quick look at Claude and realized what the problem was and prescribed some antibiotics, gave me the antibiotics. I asked him to give him a rabies shot. They gave him a rabies shot, and we came home. And all I can say is that the relationship really changed at that point. With the antibiotics and 100% rest and staying inside, Claude healed up and was in real good shape in about 3 days, and he was totally healed up, bouncing off the walls about 10 days later. I've got a last set of clips and photos of Claude. Just want to flip through those. I think you get the idea. He was our constant companion for about the last 6 months, and we are going to miss him. This old crime scene cat Claude watching a bird video. This is how I get him woke up when we're about to go out. What do you think, Claude? 5 out of 5? Yeah, me too. What do you think, cat? Hmm? What do you think? Say something for the camera. Say something. All right, Claude. Okay, Claude figured out I was paying attention to somebody else. Now he's out here on point. Claude, settle down. That bunny's your friend. He's your friend. You don't worry about that. You don't worry about that. Okay. That kitty's just over there rolling in the dirt, trying to enjoy life, Claude. So settle down, sir. All right. Got a stowaway problem. All right. Are you trying to get in the kayak and go with me? I don't think you're gonna like the water. You might like the fish, but the water might not suit you. They're coming for you, Claude. You're gonna have to explain what happened to that robin. Just say he attacked you. It was self-defense. You had to. What? What? Come here. Come here. Say my name. Say my name, Claude. Yes. What do you say, Claude? You doing all right? Enjoying the warmer weather? There's a good boy. All right, I want to wrap this video up, talk about kind of the last day we were with Claude. He had a very rambunctious day. I was out doing errands and he ran around all over the house, driving my wife crazy. She said he was in super high spirits, jumping on everything and just being joyful cat. So when I got home, we ate, played with the cat, and we sat out on the back porch. And he came over and jumped in my lap for a little bit. And that's kind of unusual, not unheard of, but he doesn't do it every day. And he sat in my lap and purred and purred and purred. And then took off over towards that tree line we're looking at. And disappeared. That's kind of what his normal habit would be. In the warmer season, he'd disappear in the afternoon and then show up around dinner time. I think he visited a family that lives across the street, and there's where the problem started. So the young people that were rescuing the big black bunny, I had another video about them. Of all people, they showed up and knocked on the door and said, "Hey, is that your cat down the road?" And I went down there with them, and it was a real sad discovery. And they helped me bury Claude back here. So that brings us to today. I've had a rough week of kind of accepting what happened. I thought I'd make this video to remember Claude, and it's been a fun video to make in a weird way. But there was a lot of joy in knowing Claude. So that's how I'm going to end it, and right now this is how I'm going to remember Claude. So y'all take care. Like I say, this video is mainly for me to go back and spend time with Claude now and then.